welcome to another TenTastic video. Today we want to talk about money. Yes, seriously. We have put together a list of the 10 richest people in the world for you. We are very exciting about that. You too? Then let's not wait longer and sit back and enjoy the show. In 10th place among the world's richest people, with a current wealth of $88.9 billion, is L'Oréal heiress Francoise Bettencourt Meyers. The richest woman in the world owns 33% of L'Oréal shares and acts as chairman of the holding company there. She displaces Mukesh Ambani, the CEO of petrochemical company Reliance Industries, from the top 10. As the only daughter and heiress of industrialist Liliana Bettencourt, she was raised in a strict Catholic upper-middle-class household. In 1984, she married the grandson of Jean-Pierre Meyers, rabbi of the Neuilly-sur-Seine synagogue who was murdered in the Auschwitz concentration camp. After the marriage, she decided to convert to Judaism and raise their joint children Jean Victor and Nicholas in the Jewish religion. The Meyers family lives in seclusion in France. In December 2008, it was revealed that her mother, Liliana Bettencourt, gave away nearly €1 billion in paintings, real estate, checks, and life insurance to French photographer François-Marie Bagnier between 2001 and 2007. As became known in September 2010, she has since withdrawn his status as inheritor. On December 1, 2009, Francoise Meyers petitioned the court to place her mother under guardianship. She has since been granted guardianship. Since the death of her mother Liliana Bettencourt in September 2017, she is the richest woman in France and is among the richest women in the world. She is married and has 2 children. I guess you know our next place. The first of many US Americans in the ranking of the richest people in the world is Warren Buffett, head of the Berkshire Hathaway holding company. He comes to a fortune of $100.8 billion. The Oracle of Omaha was able to increase his fortune again, but still loses some places. For comparison, at the end of 2019, Buffett still landed in 4th place among the richest people in the world with a then $67.5 billion. But now it's 2021. Buffett's lifestyle is often described as modest. For example, he still lives in the house he bought for $31,500 in 1958. In addition, his unhealthy lifestyle of ice cream and Coke for breakfast is sometimes discussed, which he himself describes as, the lowest mortality rates are among 6-year-olds. So I decided to eat like one. Buffett is a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the US. In 1992, he was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. He has been an elected member of the American Philosophical Society since 2009. In a commercial released in 2010 by the American car insurance company Geico, Buffett, then almost 80 years old, appeared in the typical stage outfit of Axl Rose, singer of the rock band Guns N' Roses, achieving considerable resonance, especially in the US media. Buffett was portrayed by Ed Asner in the film Too Big to Fail, The Great Crisis, released in 2011, about the financial crisis beginning in 2007. In April 2012, Buffett let it be known that he had prostate cancer, but treatment was successfully completed in September 2012. In the 15th season of The Apprentice, Warren Buffett made an appearance. What an amazing story! Or what do you think? The whole list was amazing until now. Ready for our place number 8? The computer scientist and co-founder of Google moves up 1 place in the list of the world's richest people with a net worth of $108.4 billion and now finds himself in 8th place. The IPO of his company made him a multi-billionaire for the first time, and he is considered the richest immigrant in the USA. Sergey Brin was born in the Soviet capital Moscow, the son of mathematician Michael Brin. Both parents were of Jewish descent, and the father suffered from the covert anti-Semitism in the Soviet Union, which made it difficult for Jews to pursue an academic career. In September 1978, the family applied to leave the country, which was finally granted after some harassment. In May 1979, the family left the Soviet Union for the United States. Sergey Brin was 5 years old at the time. Brin attended Montessori school in Adelphi, Maryland, while also being homeschooled by his father, who was a professor of mathematics at the University of Maryland in College Park. After attending Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt, he began studying computer science and mathematics at the University of Maryland, graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree with honors in May 1993. He then studied computer science at Stanford University on a National Science Foundation graduate fellowship and began doctoral studies there, which he has not completed to date because of Google's founding. The company's IPO made Brin a multi-billionaire. He was able to more than septuple his fortune from 2004 to 2005, according to Forbes magazine's World's Richest People list. In 2005, he was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. He was married to Anne Wojcicki from May 2007 to May 2015. The two have 2 children. The couple separated in 2013 and divorced in June 2015. Brin lives in Los Altos, California. The ex-CEO of Google parent Alphabet makes up one place in the list of the world's richest people and now ranks 7th with a fortune of $112.0 billion. He thus remains slightly ahead of Google's other founder, Sergey Brin. Carl Victor Page, Larry Page's father, was a computer science professor, his mother Gloria Page a database developer, and his older brother Carl Page Jr. is also an IT entrepreneur who, among other things, once helped set up the company E-Groups, which he sold to Yahoo in 2000 for $400 million. Formative for him was the biography of Nikola Tesla, which he read at the age of 12, and from which he gained the insight that money has to be earned for technical developments. After a relationship of several years with Marissa Mayer, Larry Page married on December 8, 2007, the Stanford doctoral student Lucy Southworth, with whom he has 2 sons. On May 14, 2013, Larry Page announced he had bilateral vocal cord paralysis. He was diagnosed with Hashimoto's autoimmune disease in 2003. With the startup Kitty Hawk, Larry Page wants to launch an air cab service in New Zealand. This is awesome what Google brings up for people. Oracle founder Larry Ellison finds himself in 6th place. With an estimated fortune of $115.9 billion, he manages to land ahead of Page and Brin. His unmarried, Jewish mother, Florence Ellison, gave birth to him at the age of 19. Due to these circumstances, she gave him to some relatives in Chicago after 9 months. There he grew up with his Aunt Lillian, the second wife of his stepfather Louis Ellison, a Russian who had emigrated to the United States in the early 20th century. In 1962, he dropped out of high school and that same year began studying mathematics at the University of Illinois in Champaign. When his stepmother died in 1966, he failed all final exams and therefore left college without a degree. In the following years, he worked for various computer companies. Since the nature of these jobs, mainly changing backup tapes, did not particularly challenge him, he read a few books to gain detailed knowledge of computer science topics. Ellison's personal success goes hand in hand with that of his company. Low point was the dismissal of 10% of all employees, about 4,000, in 1990. Financial high point the listings among the richest people in the world by Forbes magazine. This is very amazing. Oh wow, we already reached place number 5. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, whose companies also include Instagram and WhatsApp, still ranks 5th in the list of the world's richest people. The US American, who is just 37 years old, was able to further increase his fortune despite an interim loss. Accordingly, he maintains his place in the ranking. Zuckerberg's fortune currently amounts to around $126.4 billion. Zuckerberg grew up in Dobbs Ferry, New York. His father Edward is a dentist, his mother Karen a psychotherapist. He has 3 sisters. He has German, Austrian as well as Polish ancestors and comes from a Jewish family. At Harvard University, Zuckerberg studied computer science and psychology. At that time he became a member of Alpha Epsilon Pi, a fraternity active in several countries. In 2004 he founded Facebook with 3 fellow Harvard students and gave up his studies in 2006 without graduating. On May 19, 2012, the day after Facebook went public, he married Priscilla Chan. In 2015 and 2017, their children were born. The family lives in Palo Alto. What few people know about Mark is that he donates a lot. Together with his wife, he has already donated more than $45 million to charity. That's great and was our 5th place. Please welcome our next place. Microsoft founder Bill Gates has an estimated fortune of $130.3 billion. He currently occupies 4th place in the Forbes ranking of the world's richest people. Gates' assets continued to rise despite the corona crisis. Gates was born the second of 3 children to William H. Gates, Sr., a wealthy attorney, and Mary Maxwell Gates, a teacher. He has an older sister in Christiane Gates and a younger sister in Libby. Bill Gates found interest in programming the GE computer with basic programs and was partially excused from math classes to further his interests. He wrote his first computer program on one of these machines, a version of tic-tac-toe that allowed the user to play against the computer. Gates was fascinated by the machine and how it implemented the software code. He later said of that moment, "There was just something elegant about that machine." In 1973, Gates went to Harvard University to study, but spent most of his time in the computer lab. There he also met his later business partner Steve Ballmer. In December 1974, together with Allen, he developed within a few weeks the basic interpreter Altair Basic, intended for the newly launched home computer Altair 8800, which was later adapted and further developed as Microsoft Basic for various other home computers. In 1975, Gates dropped out of college to devote himself entirely to running his Microsoft Corporation. On June 15, 2006, Gates announced that he would retire from the day-to-day business of Microsoft by July 2008, and leave the chief developer post to the previous head of technology Ray Ozzie, in order to then devote more time to his foundation for charitable purposes. He continued to serve as chairman until 2014, supporting Microsoft with ideas and vision. In November 2007, Bill Gates was voted the most influential person in the IT world in the last 25 years by CompTIA. He has been a technical advisor at Microsoft since 2014. He has also been a member of the board of directors of Berkshire Hathaway since December 2004. On September 12, 2007, he officially said goodbye to his company at the company meeting, and on June 27, 2008, he worked full-time at Microsoft for the last time. We are getting closer and closer, and it's getting exciting. The co-founder of PayPal and CEO of e-car manufacturer Tesla has an estimated value of $161.3 billion and is number 3 in the ranking. He thus slips one place, which he must now leave to a European. Above all, the Tesla stock split and its enormous growth increased his assets by several $billion. In addition to Tesla, Musk is head of the space company SpaceX and the company, an infrastructure company based in California. So, Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in one of South Africa's 3 capital cities, Pretoria. His family consists of 2 other children, a sister and a brother. At the age of 17 he left the African state and went to Canada to study at the university. 2 years later, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania and graduated with 2 undergraduate programs, one in economics and one in physical specialization. He also enrolled in a doctoral program in physics at Stanford University, but soon withdrew to pursue his dream of becoming an entrepreneur. He also wanted to end up sending ships into space. Chronology of Elon Musk's innovations. The first company he created with his brother in 1995 was a web software company. This company proved to be successful, and after 4 years of activity, he sold the company to Compaq for $340 million. The next very successful business idea was the online bank X.com, which soon became part of the famous PayPal and was bought by the eBay giant in 2002 for $1.5 billion. Sending spacecraft into space. Thus, Musk founded SpaceX in May 2002. Another important role played by Elon Musk in the development of the company is that the company Tesla, a car-oriented company focused on sustainability, is environmentally friendly. This company is known for electric cars that have a very low environmental impact. Musk joined the company's management in 2004 as a key president, in parallel with his SpaceX project that started a few years ago. Musk has been managing the company since 2008 as CEO and product architect, positions he still holds today. Elon Musk has been the longtime CEO of a global car manufacturer since 2019. It should be noted that this company wanted to produce electric cars that are affordable for the entire population. Compared to the competition, Musk has decided to provide free charging stations for Tesla car batteries. This is amazing. And here we are at our place number 2. Frenchman, Bernard Arnault remains the richest European, overtaking Elon Musk in the list of the world's richest people with a fortune of $188.7 billion. The Frenchman got his money mainly as CEO of Louis Vuitton, which owns 70 luxury brands, including Dior and Sephora. Bernard Jean Arnault was born to Jean Arnault and Marie-Jo Savinel. His father ran a real estate business. After attending high school, Arnault enrolled in engineering at the École Polytechnique in Paris. He joined his father's company, Ferret Savinel, after completing his studies in 1971. In 1973, he married Anne Duovrin, but later separated from her. He has 2 children with her, Delphine and Antoine. From 1978 to 1984, Arnault served as president of the company. Towards the end of the 1980s, Arnault increasingly acquired shares in the French holding company LVMH, in which the luxury leather goods company Louis Vuitton and the champagne and cognac producer Moet Hennessy were combined. Stepping in as a supporter for Deputy Chairman Henry Rackemeyer, Arnault had his own interest in the group. In 1989, Arnault, together with the investment bank Lazard Frères and the British spirits giant Guinness, obtained a majority stake in LVMH and became president of the group against the wishes of the Vuitton and Hennessy family members. In February 2021, Bernard bought the German cultural brand, the sandal manufacturer Birkenstock. That's what I call a hard-working entrepreneur. There's no way to top that? Sure, it can. With our #1 position on the list. And here we have Amazon man himself, Jeff Bezos. With a current fortune of $208.3 billion, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is by far the richest person in the world. At the beginning of the corona crisis, which already dominated global economic events in the spring and summer of 2020, he was able to significantly increase his fortune with the help of booming online retail. He is the first person ever to have a fortune of more than $200 billion. Jeff Bezos was born Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. His parents Jacqueline and Ted Jorgensen divorced shortly after Bezos was born. When the entrepreneur was 4 years old, his mother married Miguel Bezos, a Cuban exile, giving him his current last name. The family moved first to Houston and then to Miami, where Bezos graduated from Palmetto Senior High School. He then studied electrical engineering and computer science at Princeton University from 1982 to 1986. He graduated with top marks. This was followed by a position with the Taiwanese mobile communications company Fidel. Bezos then moved to the New York asset management firm Bankers Trust and D. E. Shaw and Company, where he also came up with the idea for a digital bookstore on the internet. In 1994, Bezos founded Amazon.com, a platform that has since evolved from a pure bookstore into the world's largest online mail order business. Thanks to Amazon, Bezos was named the richest man in the world in 2017. However, he does not keep his money to himself. Among other things, he donated a whopping $42 million to the Clock of the Long Now project and contributed $2.5 million to a campaign to legalize same-sex marriage. Back in 2000, the multimillionaire founded the space company Blue Origin. In 2019, it introduced the lunar lander Blue Moon. Privately, Jeff Bezos was married to wife Mackenzie for 25 years. The couple has 4 children, an adopted daughter from China and 3 sons together. In January 2019, the couple surprisingly announced their separation. In the summer of the same year, they officially divorced. In the process, Bezos signed over 4% of his Amazon shares, worth $38.4 billion, to his ex-wife. He himself kept 12%, corresponding to a value of $114.8 billion, and thus securing his place as the richest man in the world. And that's it again with our TenTastic video. How did you like it this time? Which entrepreneur do you like the most? What information did you miss about them? Feel free to write it in the comments and show us with a like. We're curious to hear what you think. For more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button and activate the bell. This way you will always be notified when we post a new TenTastic video. See you next time.